Have you ever thought, what if this is all just a dream?
The number you have dialed is not available at present. Please leave your message after the beep.
Hey, it's me. I just wanted to let you know I miss you. I know we haven't spoken in a while and things have been weird. But I still think about you a lot. Do you think about me?
The number you have dialed is not available at present. Please leave your message after the beep.
I just wanted to let you know I miss you. I know we haven't spoken in a while and things have been weird. But I still think about you a lot. Do you think about me? I just wanted to let you know.
Hello, Buddy Guy Streams. How are you doing tonight? You'll be looking okay.
Do you think about me?
Thanks for saying hello.
But have you ever thought, what if this is all just a dream?
The number you have dialed is not available at present. Please leave your message after the beep.
Hey, it's me. I just wanted to let you know I miss you. I know we haven't spoken in a while and things have been weird. But I still think about you a lot. Do you think about me?
The number you have dialed is not available at present. Please leave your message after the beep.
I just wanted to let you know miss you.
Hello everybody, my name is Kai Unity Kai. I am going to attempt to do some HellBlade II. I was looking at some reviews earlier concerning the stability of this game on a GTX 1660 Super. I am using the overclocked version, but the overclocked card, it's very negligible when it comes to the frequency that it's overclocked. I mean, it might be anywhere from 15 to 25 megahertz overclocked, so it's not like a huge deal, but it is a little bit, maybe you're having a game that's hard to play and it's just enough to get you to be able to play it, in one of those scenarios, but it seems as though the problems are related to shaders. When I first installed the game the other day, when I launched the game, it compiled the shaders. So, and I've launched it a couple of other times before starting. I haven't started the game officially yet, but I was just tinkering around with the settings. Like I put it into windowed mode, and I tinkered around with one of the, I think the filters. So just kind of tinkering around with it, but anyway, I would really like to play it, but I'll just have to see what happens. Maybe I can, maybe I can't, but I'm gonna try. The other game I was planning on doing this evening was going to be Succubus. I downloaded the update for that the other day, but I incorrectly moved it to the NVMe drive, the NVMe SSD. What I should have done is I should have gone into Steam, and there's a feature in Steam where you can move it that way. And that's what I should have done, because manually moving it presents an error where it's looking for a specific file, and it will not launch. So, and I'm not going to wait to download another 70, 80 gigs to play that. So I'll have to do that another day. And also, it turns out that Succubus altogether is like, I was looking at the game file size, it's like 141 gigs. It's insane. Anyways, HellBlade 2, I'm going to try that. If it has an issue just where I can, the frame rate is too low, it freezes, and I just can't do it, then I'm thinking about maybe doing The Matrix Path of Neo, or if I don't do that, I might try HellBlade, the first game. I have that installed on Steam, and so I might try to do that. I also had an issue with the frame rate on that one too, but the hardware I have is more than capable of playing the first game. I think it has something to do with the DirectX. So even though there was a patch for DirectX 12, it still seems like it doesn't work too well, so might have to switch it over to DirectX 11. So that's kind of the synopsis here. So with that said, I'll go ahead and try to get HellBlade 2 going. And I pulled up the keyboard on the screen because I'm going to be playing with my mouse and keyboard. So. Oh, I should actually put this in a windowed mode instead of display capture. So I'll do that. Unless it will work in game capture, because that would be preferable. Looks like it will. Okay. So, here's hoping it works properly. Again, not quite sure what to expect, but I do know that I'm running very minimal programs. So, see what happens. I'll share with you the settings that I changed. So I put it down into windowed mode. The resolution, I kept it where it put it on automatically. Well, actually, I did. I changed it to 1259 by 787, but it was a little bit too blurry. So I put it back up to 1400 by 875. The upscaler, it was on TSR. I used Intel because I figured I have an Intel CPU, so maybe that might be preferable. But it increases the CPU usage, which is not too bad. It lowered the GPU usage, but I'm going to keep it at TSR. And the global preset for the quality is on low. And you can see the usage. And this is just in the menu. So it's running around 45 frames just in the menu. Using a good more than half of the VRAM. So 6 gigs of video RAM on this 1660 super overclocked. But anyways, let's see what happens. Again, I'm going to use the mouse and the keyboard. And I'll also put information in the description about this with my setup that I'm using. For anybody else who is curious, goes on YouTube, types in GTX 1660, you know. I know I look on YouTube a lot for similar setups to mine for a game that I might be having trouble with. And I also use Reddit very often. So I use Reddit for a lot of different things, not just for gaming. Reddit has a lot of good qualitative information. However trustworthy, credible. Seems to be, anyway. Alright, I'm gonna move that keyboard a little bit. All right, let's see what happens. Again, if the frames if they hit the floor, the frame rate, not the stream OBS, but the game frame rate, backup might be the first HellBlade. I have that installed. That one's ready to go. I can boot it up immediately. I might just have to change the DirectX renderer to DirectX 11 instead of 12. If I don't do that, could also do, like I said, the Matrix Path of Neo. I need to get a USB hub, because my USB ports are limited. I think I have like, I don't know, 6 or 8, but they're all occupied. But I do have the capacity to use another 4 USB 3.2 Generation 1. But those are internal ports. But if you think about it semantically, if I get a USB hub, then I can use up to another 4 USB ports before it starts to bottleneck. That's my thinking, anyway. So I'll have to do that. Because there's like a couple of more devices I want to plug in, but currently I have an M2 form factor NVMe on a NVMe to USB stick. Quite novel little piece of equipment. But I have it plugged into the front port here. Otherwise, I'd plug a controller in. Okay, let's go ahead and start her up. See what happens. Let's take another gander at the... Alright. So, not a very good sign when the frame rate's around 45 frames in the menu. That seems to me that it's going to tank. But we'll see what happens.
Senua, the outcast who became a warrior, who faced her demons and challenged the gods for her lover's soul, has accepted the voices, the furies, as part of herself. Just like her mother Galena, she was not like other people. She saw and heard the world differently. Her father Zinbel told her she was evil, tainted by the sin of her mother. Tormented and afraid, she retreated from the world. Until love broke through like the rays of a new dawn. In Dillion's acceptance, she could live again. He gave light to her mind and freed a warrior from her body. But the voice of her father stayed with her, reminding her of her curse. And when the plague came to her land, the people blamed Senua. She took her darkness with her, banishing herself to the wilds. So she was not there when the Northmen massacred her people and sacrificed Dillion to the god of hell. Senua's torment was so deep that the world around her fell away. She took the head of her beloved, the vessel of his soul, and vowed to go to hell herself to save him. Through mist-shrouded horrors, she fought to find the secret path that would lead her to the very gates of hell. But the way was marked by fire and illusion. Senua had to fight the gods that guarded these paths and stave off the rot which threatened to consume her mind and end her life. Only conquest could open the gates. Only blood would bring her face to face with Hela. Face to face with defeat. Once again, Senua was engulfed in darkness, lost in a maze of misery and confusion. Until Dillion's voice led her to the promise of victory. A sword that could kill a god. To win the sword, Senua would drown in her darkest memories, pulling at the shards lodged in flesh, mind, and soul. She pressed deeper into the underworld, resisting its grasping hands and deafening cries, until she found her prize before the guardian of Hell's gates. Senua released her rage, a fury that could not be stopped, not by savage jaws, not by waves of warriors, not by the pull of death itself. In defeat and desperation, Senua begged for her beloved's release. But a sacrifice must be made, and burdens cast away. Senua's fate was never in the hands of the gods, but in her own.
I like that.
Only she could choose, out of love, to live, to go on, and to take us with her.
As far as I'm aware, this is using the latest Unreal Engine, UE 5.4, and by the way, the 1660 Super's bottlenecking at 99% to 100%. So I imagine when it gets into the game, the frame rate is going to tank, but let's see what happens. Oh, and by the way, this is the Game Pass version on the Xbox Game Store. Okay, so it looks like standard movement controls that you would expect with keyboard and mouse. Your movement controls, WASD, camera, your directional pad, interact, F, focus, E, your mouse for your fast attack and heavy attack, block and parry, control, sprint, shift, evade, space, photo mode, Z, and pause, escape. So all very standard controls. And I'm not sure what the difficulty is at, but it says that it can be changed at any time in the settings menu, which is nice. Some games, when you select a difficulty, it locks it in for the entirety of the game. But I like games that allow you to change it at any point in time. Okay, let's see what happens here. Still in the cutscenes, and it seems to be doing okay.
Do I know you? It's been a long time. She made a promise to the one she loved, dead now, but no less. A promise. Not one soul more would suffer as he had. She carries him in her heart. His death, his life, will drive her on. She will forge a purpose from his death, make meaning from the pain. And then the Northmen came again to our land, stripping us of our names, our lives, of everything that makes us who we are, beating and binding, taking us as slaves. These Northmen sail under a blood-red sign, and one among them they call Master. Senua will follow that sign. She let herself be taken, dragged in chains to their ships, so she can trace the poison to its source, find the heart, and cut it out. Stop the slavers. Keep her promise. But plans can drift off course.
Notice a little bit of lag. A little bit ago.
It begins as it ends. Alone. In the dark.
In the dark.
She will survive. Come on, get up, quick. She's too weak. At least she's not dead like me. You let him die. You let him die like this. Don't look anymore. No. No. So close. Even when you're pulled by forces dim and vast, fate can stop you cold. Her dream has foundered with the ship. She must find a new light to steer by. Find the next sign. We cannot stay here.
Let those shaders compile for a second. Hey, I gotta say, it's doing better than I thought. But you can see it's maxed. Frame rate, it's just over 12 frames. Yeah, I have the task manager pulled up as well, and like I said, it's jumping between 99 and 100%. It's not really good to keep a graphics card throttled at 100%, I wouldn't think. The temperature's not too bad, though, with that said. And this GTX 1660 Super OC it's the dual fan model, so at least it's keeping it nice and cool. Like I said, I have the task manager pulled up so I can see the temperature. It's a little bit warm, but it's not too bad. CPU-wise, perfectly fine. It's not using more than 30% of the CPU. i5-11600K off, it's non-overclocked. Memory, 32 gigs. DDR4, 3200 megahertz, overclocked as well. And it's using about half of the memory. Close to half, anyway. The drives are doing fine, so essentially it's the graphics card. It's bottlenecked. It's a solid 100%. I don't really think it's that good to keep it at 100% for long periods of time. So I might have to look into getting that RTX 4060 Ti. Might have to do it. Seems like nowadays standard is 8 gigs of video RAM, preferably 12 gigs. But it seems that you really need to have around. It's not just the video RAM; it's also the base clock and turbo clock, the frequency on board of the card itself. But let me play around here for a second. If it continues with the bottlenecking the way that it is, I am going to terminate, and I'm going to go ahead and boot up HellBlade, the first game. And maybe do that for a little bit, I think. Keep it HellBlade themed.
Too cold. Let's climb. Don't think about the pain. Use your mind. You are a warrior. A weak warrior.
You are a warrior. That hypes you up. How do you get up, girl? Interact. F. There you go.
You should not have come here, child.
This dark land, it pushes back. She's so far from home, from all she's ever known, half drow, and lost in a world still clouded to her eyes. But she won't yield. She must fight on, as she always has. Remember, we've been to hell before.
Look. There it is. This is only the beginning. Climb, Senua. You need to climb again. She will fall if she does. She will die. Climb, Senua. Climb. Climb.
She's hurt. So tired.
She's going to fall. No!
Careful, Senua.
You have to be.
Come on.
Climb.
Come on. Don't listen to your body. Don't listen to the pain. Listen to your mind.
Coward.
I don't know if it's automatically taken over, but
Climb.
I'm holding my finger down here.
Exhausted. It's too much. Don't look down. Don't let the fear get to you. Listen. What's that?
She's too scared.
The screams of death. They follow us. Everywhere they won't let us forget. She cannot falter. The voices draw her onward. The ones who didn't live. The ones she could not save. She can hear them calling. Lives stolen by the Northmen. She carries them with her. Always. She is afraid, exhausted, too scared. Death is
So tired to carry on. All this cold. All this death. Stupid plan. Why did we come here? She's stupid. Why did Ready? You're too weak. Ready?
You should not have come here, child. Your hopes were always doomed to fail. All this way. Just to die among strangers.
You! Why did you come back?
Did you think you had left me behind? I am always here.
I won't listen to you!
Her voice. Thought she'd left it in the past. Her father. He clouds her mind with fear, but she won't stop. Stronger forces drive her on.
Yeah, seems a little bit too too much. Even with a the settings at the lowest that they can go. Also, I don't like the fact that the GPU is 100% constantly, 99 to 100%. I don't think that's good. Temperatures were climbing up to around 69 to 72 centigrade. Again, which is not that great. So I think what I'm going to do is cease HellBlade 2 for now. I think ultimately what's going to happen, I'm going to have to look into getting that RTX 4060 Ti overclocked. But I think until then, unless there is a patch that's released by Ninja Theory, it's just not going to be really doable on a 1660 Super, even an overclocked. Again, it's very marginal when it comes to the overclocked version of the card. You might be getting maybe 15 to 25 extra megahertz. You know, it's not a huge deal. But what I'll try to do here is do HellBlade, the first game. Because I have more than enough power to do that. So, the first time I played that game, though, however, the PC version of it, it's interesting, though, because well, actually, yeah, I don't know. I want to say that I played the Game Pass version before. And I think it did okay in terms of the frame rate. But the Steam version, doesn't do too great. Well, that is with DirectX 12. So I'm going to switch it over to the DirectX 11 renderer. And I'll do the first HellBlade instead. Yeah, I'm not going to melt my graphics card to play HellBlade 2. So, it was fun to see, though. You know what I mean? It was fun to see. It was fun to try it out. And it worked okay there for a second. But, yeah, I'm gonna just have to settle with the first one until I get an upgraded graphics card. It's just not quite powerful enough, even on the lowest settings, to do HellBlade 2. It's not too surprising, so... Well, let's do a little bit of HellBlade. First one. Okay, so I'm going to change that renderer to DirectX 11.
giant has answered. He comes from a land older than mankind, and the Northmen call upon his flaming sword to raise their enemies to the ground. Find him.
Alright, photo mode. How do I get in front of her? Maybe just turn her around.
Senua, and spill his blood.
Trying to figure out how to... Okay.
She found the wretched old fool on her way back from the wilds. An outcast. He was badly burnt all over. She took pity on him, for he was not long for this world. Like her, who spoke of his own darkness. The Northmen.
Senua, we each walk these lands gazing towards different horizons, some of us further than others. Your father cannot see what you see, but there is nothing wrong with seeing the world the way you do.
I'll be gosh darned. What is it here that is causing... Oh. Looks like I didn't save the issues. Settings. Settings that are causing issues. So yeah, even HellBlade, the PC version of HellBlade, you gotta turn things down on a GTX 1660 Super overclocked. It's interesting because, well, it's not really too interesting. The PlayStation 4 version of this game is very muddled. The settings are turned down quite a bit. So it's able to play on the PlayStation 4 no problem at all. But when you get over to the PC, you've got these different settings here you gotta tinker with. The textures I want to keep at high, that's why I'm keeping them at high. And the post-processing at least at medium. Everything else I can turn down. The shadows, the view distance and view effects, foliage. Okay. Also, I'm kind of feeling like doing the Matrix. I've kind of been in the mood for the Matrix lately. I viewed the Animatrix for the first time the other day. Took me a couple of nights to finish it. Really great. I really enjoyed it. It was an amalgamation of a lot of different anime styles, and it worked really well. And it follows the films. It gives you a lot of prequel information. So I'm kind of in the mood for The Matrix. So I think that when I get to the hour mark, which is in about 13 minutes or so, I'm going to switch gears over to The Matrix and do that for the last hour, The Matrix Path of Neo. Next week, I have an idea, a couple of ideas. One of them is doing a video, like a YouTube video, which I wouldn't stream, but that would be on the Animatrix, which I was just speaking about. And essentially what I was going to do is I was going to explore background information, like production information, behind the scenes information, and make a video about that. And then for the stream, I was thinking about doing Need for Speed Heat via remote play, or not remote play. I have a capture card nowadays. So I was going to do the PlayStation 4 over the capture card, and I was going to plug in my steering wheel and my pedals and connect my cameras so that it shows my feet on the pedals. Kind of been in the mood for doing some racing games. This is, of course, if I don't do the podcast next week. We'll see what happens about that. Kind of been on a little hiatus with the podcast, it seems. Alright, that seems a little bit better. So yeah, with the GTX 1660 Super OC, gotta turn the settings down quite a bit. You can run them a little bit higher than a PlayStation 4 base model, but not much. So what are my controls? Similar to HellBlade II. Evade is space, block is left control. Okay.
He's down. Finish it. Finish this. End it now. You won this defeat.
Is the secret?
The sweet, sickly
human flesh. And I still hear their cries carried in the wind. You hear them too, Senua?
Yes, I heard their screams, and I still hear them now. Are they screams?
The path to Hellhand is sealed to the living. But you already walk amongst the dead. Look towards the gate, and you will see that it has opened. When they first came to my lands, I knew enough of their tongue to beg for mercy, and they took me as a slave. I wish now that they had slaughtered me like the others. I rode their storm of fire, death, slavery to many lands. This darkness you speak of, I know it well.
And I'm still here to fight it.
People die.
Come on, girl.
Finish this.
Finish this!
Finish him.
Weak, she's so weak, she's so weak. They can see you're weak.
She finished him.
What a good game. Still could use a little bit of customization here. Optimization. Alright, I'm going to boot up a little bit of the Matrix Path of Neo. Do that for about an hour. That'll leave me about 5 minutes to wind down with here. But yeah, the consensus is I'm going to have to get a better graphics card. That's all there is to it. So. I mean, it's possible to just struggle through it with the GTX 1660, but it's not something I'm looking forward to doing, or to, really even trying. I thought it might have been, somewhat okay, but not really. Well, I mean, it was okay. It was okay. But definitely not ideal, and not good enough to play with, so...
Is Morpheus alive?
He's alive.
I don't know, he just went dead.
You killed them.
Alright, I just wanted to check the sound here. Gonna have to turn that down just a tad. Also, I'm gonna use the restroom real quick, so I'll be right back in just a second. Alrighty, I'm back. Get back over to the game here. When the hubless wheel turns, master or no master can stop it. Turns above heaven and below earth. South, north, east, and west. The Atman principle. So these skills here are cryptic, most of them. And they give you a little haiku clue there. So, okay, looks like I already have that one. Which one? Okay, but anyway, so it gave a clue of the compass direction, so that's going to be up, down, left, and right.
It's happening exactly as before. Well, not exactly.
Consider what we have seen, Counselor.
So there's the
Consider that in
Animatrix.
the past
Some
6
clips of the
months, we've
Animatrix.
freed more minds than in 6 years.
Yeah, I quite enjoyed the Animatrix. It was really good. There's a couple of episodes I really enjoyed.
I don't want to hear that shit.
Some of you do not.
He is still only human.
It's enough to be on that ship and seeing Neo do the things he can do.
I wish I knew what I'm supposed to do. You see, he set me free.
I have a son, Jacob, aboard the Gnosis. Please watch over him.
I'll try.
Prophecy will be fulfilled soon, but before it can be, the Oracle must be consulted.
I don't care about oracles or prophecies or messiahs.
You saved me.
You save yourself.
I care about one thing.
Morpheus believes we will win this war. He makes other people believe it too.
I gotta say, I'm starting to believe him too.
Link, Morpheus is crazy.
That army will never reach the gates of Zion.
I hope you're right, Captain.
I do not believe it to be a matter of hope, Counselor. It is simply a matter of time.
Retreat to your exits. Agents are coming.
Hi, fellas. And crash. So, the reason for that, running it on 6 cores, I think. No, I think this CPU has 6 cores. So anyway, here's a little tip if you play these older games. What you have to do is when you launch them, you have to go into the task manager. You have to find the process for the game. You right-click on it, and there's an option to set affinity. And what that does is it allows you to set it to how many cores you want it to run on. In this case, you just want it to run on 1 core, a single core. These older games aren't designed to run on multiple cores. Sometimes they'll work okay, especially if you are able to find the game on Steam, for instance. It will run perfectly fine because it's already configured to run on 1 core. It's been modified that way. But if you have a non-Steam game, an older game like that, you're going to have to do it manually. Otherwise, there's a good chance it could crash. But again, it depends. You might be lucky. Sometimes you might not have an issue. Okay, so what I'll try to do here is I'm going to launch it again. You'll hear the sound. But I'm going to tab out of it, and I'm going to go in and I'm going to set the affinity to 1 core. Just going to go over to the main menu, and I'm going to tab out. Okay, so I've tabbed out. I'm going to go into the task manager here. Gotta find the game. There it is. So what you want to do, it's the processes that you go into, and then you set the affinity. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it on CPU 0, which is just one core. Okay, got that set. Okay, should be fine now. Set to run on just one core. I'll put a little tutorial in the description of this video as well on how to do that. So, well, hopefully anyway. Another thing that you can do is download a patch for it, because it looks like doing it the way that I just did it didn't do anything. So, it's caused it to hang here. Yeah, so that didn't do anything, and just keeps it on a white screen here. Also doesn't allow you to close it, which is another issue. It's an issue because I can't pull anything else up. The task manager is running behind it. See if I can figure it out here somehow. So, an instance of the matrix already exists. Yes. What I'm trying to do is close it, and I can't get it to close. Can I pull the task manager up on this other screen, I wonder? No, I can't, because it's set on this screen. If I get the task manager pulled up, I can close it. Otherwise, it's... I'm not going to be able to do anything. I'll have to restart, and I'm not going to restart the stream either, so... Okay, what I could do is I can, Nope, can't do that either. Yeah, I can't close it. What I need to do, though, is get the task manager over to this other screen. It doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do that. Well, I know not to run this again without a patch. Well, dang. I can just drag the task manager over there. Yeah, I was just going to move it around on the taskbar. Well, I'm at a stalemate here. I cannot do anything. It's on a white screen, and I've tried to turn off one screen so that I can get it moved over to the other screen, but it's just on a white screen here. So I don't think I've actually played this game since I've had the new CPU installed. Maybe I have, I don't know. I don't think I have, though. Yeah, so this is the problem. I cannot close the application. Task Manager runs behind the application, so I can't terminate it from there. And I can't switch the screens. I was going to try to do, just switch it over to one screen. But I can't do that either. Because the display settings are trying to launch on this other screen here. Damn. The Matrix Path of Neo ruined it. Well, I know in the future, do not run the Matrix Path of Neo without it being patched. Why don't I try Control-Alt-Delete? Nah, Control-Alt-Delete does not work either. The task manager is behind the screen. So that's not going to work either. I'll try to see if I can get it figured out here. But I'm not going to restart, so... Yep. Well, I believe that's the end of the stream then. I hate to say it. The screen is frozen and I cannot access the task manager on this screen to close it. Oh, gosh darn. I'll still upload it, assuming that it has saved the video now that this game has frozen, but we'll see. I hate to end abruptly like this, but it is what it is. I mean, screen's frozen. You can see it on the other camera here as well. But yeah, I'm not going to restart. I had about 40 or so minutes left anyway, but...